What's happening, guys? Happy Friday to you. Good morning. Good morning. It is Friday, February 12th, 2021. This morning, I'm going to do a little Valentine's Day special here. I'm going to do a Valentine's Day letter, a love letter to my life. Let's get started. It is ultimately important for you to look at your goals, truly what you want to do in your life. And then look at the people who you spend the most time with in your life and figure out if that lines up. All right, what's happening, guys? Good morning and happy Friday to you. Thank you guys for being here, man. It is Valentine's Day weekend, which also means that it is my wedding anniversary. So Lori and I got married on Valentine's Day in 2014. So we're coming up on our 7th year wedding anniversary here. And we'll be celebrating that this weekend along with Valentine's Day. And so as Valentine's Day was approaching, man, I was thinking about, what to talk about with regard to Valentine's Day itself. Like, how could we integrate Valentine's Day into the show? And I came up with this idea and I bounced it off a couple of people and they thought it was a good idea. So here we are. And it's a Valentine's Day love letter to my life. And so I haven't written the actual letter yet, but I wanted to talk to you guys this morning about some of the things that just make me love my life. And I want to challenge you guys to do the same thing that I'm going to do tomorrow morning when I wake up. I am going to write a love letter to my life and just spend a few minutes being grateful and thinking about all the things in my life that are so incredible and all the things over the past few years that have just blossomed in my life and been things that some of that which I never dreamed were possible, right? And so I want to do that. I think it's healthy for us to do that in our lives. I think that it makes us think. It makes us look at ourselves in the mirror and think about, how good to ourselves we really are, how we can be better. And, I want to, I'm going to share that with you guys when I'm done with it. So I'm going to write it tomorrow morning. And I want to challenge you guys this weekend to do the same, to write a love letter to your life, maybe to your future, maybe to yourself right now, and really be thankful for the things that you have, for the talents that you have, for the people that are in your life, for your family, for all of those things. And then, part of that letter for me will be some of the things that I want to do better in this year, in 2021, personally. Just, what do I want to improve? And I want to write that letter. I want to save it for the end of the year and be able to look back on it and say, how did this letter change my life? How did it make a difference? Did it make me more mindful of where I'm at, make me more grateful for the things that I have? And did it make me better at that list of things that I actually want to dig into and get better at this year? So some of the things that make me love my life. I'll start at the top, man. Number one, without a doubt, is my wife. The life that we have been able to build. Again, it's our 7th year anniversary. We've been together for going on 11 years here. And man, I'm just thankful for her. It is having 4 children, big family, businesses going on, lots of stress. It's not always easy, but it is always worth it. And I would be nowhere without her. And, so for me, my wife is the start and the finish of so much happiness in my life. And so many of the things that I am grateful for are just connected right there between the relationship that we have and the love that we share and the life that we've created together. If I go back to 2010, when I met my wife, man, life was just a lot different. I looked at life different. I have grown as a person. She has grown as a person, and we've grown tremendously together. And I wouldn't have any of that without her. And so number one on my list of things that make me love my life is my wife. And, it is, man, it's incredibly important for you to take care of that relationship. If you're married, invest into that relationship. And investing into that relationship, by the way, doesn't always mean that it's just all positive stuff, right? There's things that we got to do better, and we challenge each other, and we push each other to be the best version of ourselves, because the best version of ourselves gives our children the best parents that they can have. And so, man, I love my wife. I love the life that we have built together. And she's given me everything that you guys see and follow along with. And man, I'm just so grateful. And so that is number one on my list, is my wife. Number two is obviously my children. And as I was thinking about this list, some of the things that I wanted to share with you guys that are kind of special is like, just watching them learn, right? Helping them learn, getting the chance to hug them every day. Walking in the door of my house every day is one of the best moments of every single day, if not the best moment, because typically I walk in the door and there is 3 or 4 of them, screaming my name, excited to see me, running over to give me a big hug. And man, those hugs and just being able to hold them tight and spend time with them and be present and watch them grow and watch them learn and watch them expand their little minds, man, it is so, so, so awesome. And it is obviously one of the things that I love in my life the most. So family is obviously a big deal to me, right? So, my parents, gave me everything, right? I wouldn't have Lori. I wouldn't have my kids if it wasn't for my parents and the lessons that they taught me and the things that I learned from them, the values, the principles, and the things that I, hold dear today, man. It would not be there without my parents. And so I love my parents, and they're here, frequently. I see them all the time. Watching them with my children, watching them with their grandchildren is one of the greatest gifts I've ever had. Watching my dad play with my kids, and the smile that gets on my mom's face when she walks in the door and they're so excited to see her, man, it's amazing. And I think it's important for us to take these moments like this and to, gain that perspective from it, really take a step back and think about those things that you have in your life that you just love so much, and those moments and the emotions that it triggers. It's something that, I say this often, but we a lot of times don't appreciate things until they're gone, right? Until we don't have it. And so I do my best to try and, keep those things in focus as often as possible. And so that was the idea behind this love letter to my life. Next on the list, I would be remiss if I didn't say that business is a big driver, right? It is something that I love, watching our businesses grow, and watching, even more importantly than that, watching the people within those businesses grow, watching them pursue a better version of themselves. I've mentioned this before, but watching, people in our company buy their first homes, man, it's an indescribable feeling, to watch those people grow. Many times we get people when they're younger, Eli, many of you know Eli on our team, but, I met Eli when he was 18 years old, and watching him, build his life and watching that happen right in front of me now here in Pittsburgh, man, it is such a gift, to be a small part of people's lives in that way, where you can have an impact and feel attached to their journey and feel the joy of their win. A lot of times their winning is bigger than my winning, right? It's bigger than the company's winning. Watching them win, man, is one of the most exciting things that you could ever experience as a leader and as a human being. It's amazing. So watching our businesses grow, watching that vision that we had become a reality, and watching people buy into that, and just gathering so much energy around the mission that we're on, to innovate and to impact people's lives and to get people home to their families sooner than they would working with other contractors is a big thing that we talk about all the time. And, that is, it's an amazing feeling. It's incredible to take something from nothing. I was talking about Top Contractor School yesterday. There's just over 300 people that are in all of the programs that we have. And watching that come from an idea to yesterday, I had a conversation with some of the courses that we have being certified in colleges and universities and being in other prestigious schools and being offered for actual credits. It's incredible, right? So to have those things happen in your life, it's important to spend those moments to really take that all in, right? And so that's the idea, again, behind writing a love letter to my life this weekend, is to gain that perspective, right? It's not a bunch of mush stuff or meant to be something that, is just kind of corny. It's meant to serve a purpose. It's meant to have an impact on me. And then hopefully by sharing it with you guys, to be able to have an impact on all of you and to motivate people that anything is possible, right? As you start to gain that momentum and you see things in your life starting to come together, from your family to your children to your businesses, it all comes together, man. And there's so much energy there. And when you can harness that energy, the power that comes from it is unstoppable. It's literally unstoppable. And so I look forward to sharing that with you guys. But business is a huge part of how I'm able to love my life so much. It creates such a fulfillment in me to be able to win and to be able to serve people and solve their problems. And it's just an amazing thing to create something from nothing and then watch that grow and watch all the people that are attached to it just expand their own lives and become incredible human beings and find the best version of themselves, right? Next thing on the list is taking a chance, right? Just taking a shot in life. I love just taking a chance, just putting it out there, right? When you have a hunch, you have that conversation, you open that business, you do, you do the things that maybe scare you, right? You take the leap, you jump out there and you let things fall where they may. When you have that hunch, you have to act on it, because those are the things that will create excitement in your life, and they will create the ability for you to actually love your life. Not just like your life, not just enjoy it, not just be successful, but genuinely freaking love your life. Like wake up every day with a level of excitement that you can't describe to people. That's like next level. Like you never thought it was possible. And that's where I'm at right now in my life. And man, it all came from just taking a shot, taking a chance on myself, taking a chance with other people, taking a chance to build something that I was, at the time that we started our business, man, I was afraid, right? Everybody has that fear, but taking a chance anyway. Taking a chance to ask my wife out on a date led to all of this. Just how it works, folks. If you don't take the chance, if you don't leap, then you can't experience what it feels like to fly. And so taking a chance is another reason why I love my life. And last but not least on my list of things that make me love my life is I have learned to love adversity. I really have learned to get excited about my life. And that's the truth. I've learned to get excited about every ounce of adversity that I've ever faced in my life from probably 2 years ago forward. And so now when I face adversity, I literally hand it over to God. I think about what my part in that mission is to see it through, right? To get down to the point that I just understand the lesson in it. It's not about what you're going through. It's about the adversity. It's about understanding that lesson that exists within it, right? There's a lesson in every single thing that we go through if we choose to see it. If we choose to see it, that adversity, those tough times are the greatest gift that you will ever get in your life, but you have to be willing to embrace it. Those moments that it sucks, those moments that you're knocked down to your knees, those moments that you think people are being mean to you, There is a golden lesson in every single one of them. And if you embrace that and you actually see the gift that exists in every one of those pieces of adversity, man, you will love your life at a whole new level. So learn to love the adversity, right? I've learned to love it. I've learned to embrace it. I've learned to get comfortable standing in the flames. And man, when you do that, nothing can stop you. I mean, it's a next level feeling when you learn to get super comfortable being extremely uncomfortable. And that is a point where I'm at in my life. And it is one of the many reasons that I'm able to love my life at the level that I do. So what do I want to do better in my life this year? Just a quick list, man. It's easy. And I bet that a lot of you will be able to relate to this list because it's been, things that I've wanted to do almost my whole life, right? At least here and there, this list has repeated itself many, many times in my life. Number one is be more present. Just be more present. Be more present where you are. Be more present in every conversation that you have. When you're in front of somebody, put your phone down. Just be present when you're talking with someone. Be present in that conversation, and the things that will come from that will be tremendous. Number two is be more patient. Every one of us can use more patience, regardless of how much we have. And I think that when you realize that patience is one of the greatest things that you can have in the world, it's one of the greatest superpowers that you can have, is to just be patient, man. In time, everything changes, everything gets better, everything rights itself. If you can just be more patient and not be so reactive to things, that is something that I strive to improve on this year. Being more mindful, just spending more time in my own space, being able to be more mindful about exactly what I'm doing, what's going on around me, taking in those lessons at a deeper level. Be more mindful is number 3 on my list. Number 4, set bigger goals. One of the things that I realized when I look back, probably at the last 5 years of my life, made a lot of progress, have had, a lot of success that I'm really proud of. But if I look back, I say, man, if I would have just set bigger goals, if I would have just tried to move the ball forward a little bit faster, or I had a bigger vision of where things could go, I would be further ahead, and I would take less time to accomplish the things that I ultimately want to do, and be able to help more people as a result of that. And so I want to set bigger goals this year. So number 2 is be patient. Number 4 is a little bit of impatience, but if you understand how those two things work and you can get them right, man, there's a lot of power there. So setting bigger goals is number 4. And number 5, meet and help more people than ever before. So I am putting those things in place. I'm on Clubhouse every morning. I'm connecting with people on different platforms, different ways, trying to find different ways to meet new groups of people. And so I want to do that because I want to help more people. I want to meet more people. And by meeting more people, I should be able to help more people. And so that's one of my goals this year. So I hope that list gave you some perspective this morning. I hope that it gave you some insight as to, what makes me happy in my life. And I hope maybe it triggered some things about what you're happy about in your own life. And I challenge you to write that letter, to write, just sit down and write that letter about what it is that you love about your life. And I think if you do that, it will give you tremendous perspective about the people in your life, about the things in your life that you are so grateful for. And that perspective will be a huge, huge driver. It will take you to new levels that you didn't think existed. And every level up that I've ever experienced, it came after understanding where I was and being grateful for that place, right? And, it is an incredibly powerful thing to spend the time to actually write that stuff down, and to figure out what it is in your life that's so great. That will give you perspective of how to make more things great. How are you nurturing those relationships? What is it that fuels the love and the passion in your life? What is it that fuels the love in your marriage? What is it that makes those great days and those great weeks and those great months, those great seasons in your marriage? What is it that makes those things great? What are the days that make the greatest moments with your children? Those moments that stick out. What is it that creates them? And as you write these things down and you actually take the time to think about it, those things will come to your mind. It's about being present. You have to be present to write things on a piece of paper. You have to be mindful to be able to get that out of your mind and onto a piece of paper. And then you want it to sound just right. So you have to think through it over and over and over again and put it through that grinder of your mind, right? And what comes out when you're done with that is a pretty good indicator of exactly what's going on in your world. And so I encourage you guys to think about that. Write that letter. You can write it on your phone. You can write it on a piece of paper with a pen. You can do it any way you want. But writing that letter to yourself, I think, will be really powerful. And I look forward to sharing mine with you guys. So I hope you guys have an awesome Friday, man. As I always say, it's Friday. Go out like a lion. Don't go out like a mouse, man. Make the best of this day. You get one February 12th, 2021. Make it one to remember. Happy Valentine's Day to you guys. I hope you guys all have an awesome weekend. I hope you get to spend Valentine's Day doing something special with somebody that you love and care about. And I will see you guys again Monday morning, same place, same time, right here on Morning Perspective. Love you guys.